Hey coach, I don't have time to eat well. Is there any healthful food I can have fast, besides fast food? Hi, my name is David Youngkins and I'm a health coach and certified nutritionist at PartnerMD in Richmond, Virginia. Here at PartnerMD, we work with a lot of busy people, from busy professionals and retired people who may not always have time to cook a meal or sit down to eat something. Now, as a nutritionist, I do tend to resist the idea that we need to be snacking all day. I think 2 to 3 meals a day can be plenty, and I think we should generally be satisfied for at least 3 to 4 hours between meals, at least if the snacks or meals follow a few rules, which we'll discuss in this video. That doesn't mean that we can't also eat smaller meals or snacks throughout the day. It depends on what kind of snack or meal you're taking in. We don't want the term snack to mean something unhealthful. Overall, there are a few key concepts to keep in mind when choosing a snack or a quick meal. First is the ratio of nutrients to calories and potentially harmful inputs, degree of processing, level of satiety the food gives, and ease of preparation. First, let's talk about the idea of a nutrient ratio. As a rule, I tend to recommend a snack that's higher in protein, fiber, vitamins, antioxidants, minerals, and other nutrients, and preferably as many of those as possible at once. Being higher in nutrients relative to the calorie intake and unhelpful ingredients can be thought of as a ratio, shown here. It may be a bit simplistic, but I find it can help as a way to think about food in general. Thomas Sowell is famous for saying that there are no absolute solutions, only trade-offs. So what are the trade-offs within a snack choice? How much good stuff am I getting relative to neutral stuff like calories, or actually unhelpful stuff like trans fats, saturated fats, sugars, additives, food colorings, maybe hormones, etc. So if your snack isn't providing a respectable amount of good things relative to the calories and pollutants, things like that, then it may not be a good choice. If you've ever seen the Great British Baking Show, which my wife and I enjoyed, there's a saying that comes up regularly: it's not worth the calories. A second area to keep in mind when looking for healthful snacks is the degree of processing. This can kind of be a subset of a nutrient ratio, but it's good to reiterate. As a rule, it's good to choose less processed snacks. And if you're choosing between two similar options, the one that expires more quickly is probably a better choice. Look for shorter and simpler ingredients lists, and try to avoid foods with hydrogenated oils or partially hydrogenated oils, as this can indicate the presence of trans fats, which obviously are bad for your health. And meats too can be processed. So if you have a choice between a piece of carving board turkey or a piece of salami, maybe opt for the turkey, which is less adulterated and leaner relative to fat too. A third rule to keep in mind is satiety. How satisfying or satiating is a particular food? Calorie intake is not just white-knuckling your way through the day, contrary to what some of the nutrition industry would have you believe. If a food combination doesn't make you feel like you've had enough, you feel less satisfied and more hungry. It's not all about some disembodied sense of willpower. Our bodies relate to our minds and how we feel about food. So, generally, foods that are higher in protein and fiber will help satiate you. It's interesting to note that, by contrast, some food companies will often create, food-like products that reduce protein and raise refined carbs and unhealthful fats in such a way as to specifically not make you feel full. Finally, since we're talking about quicker snacks, the speed of preparation is an important factor. We don't necessarily need to have processed foods to have something that's quick. For example, raw vegetables, whole tuna fish, some eggs, hard-boiled eggs, Greek yogurt with some berries, beef jerky, nuts. They're all pretty good snacks that take almost no time to prepare. Now, some patients will opt to do a food preparation afternoon, like taking a sundae and cooking all of your lunches for the week or all of your breakfasts or what have you. This can be a helpful choice for things like chilies or soups or salads, something in a crock pot, that type of idea. Now, some examples of food selections and combinations that could be worth the calories are foods like maybe celery and natural peanut butter. You've got peanut butter, potassium in there as well, along with more potassium and fiber, antioxidants in the celery. So you get some good stuff in that nutrient ratio, and not much on the bottom of the ratio as far as calories, not a very high calorie meal. Peanut butter can add up on you, but overall, not a huge caloric intake, and not many negative pollutants are in there as well, or toxins, things like that. A couple of hard-boiled eggs and a handful of almonds would be another pretty good snack example. It takes about 10 minutes to prepare a whole week's worth of hard-boiled eggs, and you can grab a handful of nuts right out of the container. Quick and easy. With regard to nutrients, if you're thinking about the nutrient ratio again, eggs contain one of the most bioavailable or accessible forms of protein for muscle building. It's also got choline, which is helpful for nervous system development and health. It's got biotin in the yolk. People are taking all these biotin supplements, but you can also eat an egg yolk too, for skin and hair and nails and things like that. And your almonds would have some good fiber in it, polyunsaturated fats, and magnesium, which can be helpful for digestion, anxiety. So pretty good nutrient ratio there, pretty good stuff relative to, well, not as helpful stuff. With regard to satiety, almonds and nuts can add up on you on calories. It's easy to eat a lot of those, but mixing it with protein like an egg or edamame or yogurt or something would help you feel more satisfied more quickly. Another example could be a simple salad. We threw about those a lot, but just throwing a handful of spinach out of the bag, a couple pieces of raw broccoli, some arugula in there, a little bit of olive oil dressing, and toss on some tuna or salmon. And you have a quick meal. It's got almost too many good things to count in there. I mean, spinach is great for calcium source. Broccoli helps your liver run more effectively. Arugula can help digestion. Bitter foods like that can help stimulate digestion. So all these cool things that the foods can do for you. And fish, of course, is your main source of essential fatty acids like EPA and DHA, which it's almost like a natural Motrin for your body. And so there's a lot of helpful stuff in there. Also, salad looks like a lot of food, right? Our brains are like, ooh, this is a lot. It takes up volume in your stomach, and so it can fill you up quickly too, along with that fiber like we mentioned. And if all else fails, sometimes I'll recommend a quick protein shake that is low sugar and maybe fortified with a few vitamins, things like that. Technically, it's a processed food, I guess, because it has someone has created it for you. But if you look at the ingredients, usually they're relatively simple. Or at least I would choose one that's relatively simple in ingredients. These can sometimes fill a gap in your meals. I wouldn't rely on them, but they can be a good substitute as a snack. And even a chocolate shake could almost feel like a dessert if you get a craving in the afternoons. Just taking a quick chocolate shake at that point, that's low sugar, could also help you feel more full and continue energy levels throughout the day. Overall, when choosing a snack or a quick meal, look for helpful versus unhelpful ingredients and calories. Pick something that's less processed or more fresh, if you can. And choose something that satiates you or makes you feel full. And remember that there are a lot of ideas that can be put together quickly if need be. For example, here's a quick low-carb meal plan I might send out to some patients, if you'd like to take a quick screenshot of a few ideas. Thanks for watching today. If you found this helpful, please feel free to like and subscribe. And you can comment below if you have questions or feedback. Have a great day.